Hello, I am Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chat.
I'm Chris, also co-founder, president, and the technical guy, and I need to silence my phone. Anyway, if you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto easy. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon for updates on all our Keto Chow happenings like today. And thanks so much for joining us on our keto journey.
We are getting some, it's actually some, of course, what is going on? Some stuff is going on in the background.
Yeah.
It's probably installing an update because Windows is like,
It always installs
it's time to
updates
install
right
an
when we do a live
update.
stream.
Yes, that's what it does. Buffering, okay.
Can you guys
This
hear
is-
me okay?
this
'Cause
is
I have
what
my
happens.
microphone like in my jugular.
Why is my, anyway.
We
let's
do
try
have
that.
an announcement today. If
We
can
do.
get
Well,
all
this
the
is what happens when
technical
we have announcements.
stuff worked out.
When we have announcements, things
Weird
go
stuff
bad.
goes wrong. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see if that makes it more better. Sheesh. This always happens.
Doesn't
Oh,
always
you know
happen.
what? Hold on a second. I'm gonna
Chris is
unplug.
leaving. Did you know I did my hair today? Isn't that magical? I took a shower in Harris. Sorry.
Okay, how's that? It seems like we have 2 network connections, and it seems like when it's having problems, it decides, even though I've told it explicitly,
Go to
you
the right
just
one.
only are going to use the Comcast connection. For some reason, every once in a while it decides, I'm going to use the T-Mobile backup. I think we're
Weird.
good.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure, Jen?
Are-
Are you sure?
Well, welcome everybody. Now that we've had
Hi.
fun with that, I should just unplug the backup. Why have a backup if it's not going to work as a backup?
It works as a forward. Who wants to take the lead?
Well, now that we're 2 minutes, it's a good thing we started a bit early.
Yeah.
So,
What do we have today, Chris?
we have an announcement.
We are so excited about it.
Yes, this is
We've
something
been
that we
working on
have
this for a
been
long time.
we've been working on it for quite some time, and it's something that we've had a lot of people requesting it. Miriam is going to sneeze.
I'm gonna go get a tissue
There's probably some over there.
because I'm pretty sure I just spit all over my hand. That was awesome.
Well, today on the Chris and Miriam are
Wrecking It
nuts
show. Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
I will turn on the thing. I'll turn on the logo,
Okay.
and you turn on the talking people about what it is. You ready?
I'll turn on the talking people.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Da da da! This is turn on the talking people. You didn't know what I was gonna say. I didn't know what I was gonna say. Okay, see this logo right here? It's actually pronounced SALTT. So
There's 2 T's.
SALTT. SALTT. So that's going to be confusing to everybody. So just correct everyone you can possibly think of. SALTT. Okay. It's our electrolyte flavored powder.
Yep.
We're so excited about this. I know there's a million on the market, but we wanted to bring another one because we have access to electrolytes, and we thought, you know what, it wouldn't be that hard to make one, and just
Turns out it was kind of hard.
we're
but-
into flavoring, actually. We do a lot of flavoring, and so we're like, well, we probably figured that out, so we just did it.
Yeah, so there's a couple of reasons why we wanted to bring an electrolyte, a flavored, okay, let's get into 2 things first. Number 1, we are launching a new brand as kind of a sub-brand of Keto Chow. It's called SALTT. We are launching an electrolyte drink mix
Yes.
as one of the products. Here's a giant bag of them.
Oh, it's very
We're gonna get into that in a minute. But we're also going to be, in the coming months, transitioning all of the Keto Chow electrolyte drops, Keto Chow magnesium drops, the daily minerals, all of that is going to be going over into the new thing,
the salty brand.
the SALTT brand. So actually, let's answer some of the questions that people have, because here we go. So, meet our new flavored electrolytes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. But I'm actually going to come over here to the Keto Chow blog,
Blog.
and it's not published yet. Dang
It'll
it.
get there.
It will
There
get
will
there.
be a blog post that Chris made that talks a lot about all the things.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to switch back to not showing my screen. because I'm going to publish it.
Because he likes to do things live.
We're doing it live!
While you're not showing the screen, can I
Yes.
tell you about the flavors? Okay, so I've got Citrus Splash, which is like a lemon lime.
Oh, that's just the fruity ones.
Well,
This is the one that
I
has
was
all.
in the middle of saying words. This one is the fruity ones, but they wanted to still know. Okay,
Yes.
Booyah Berry, which is like a mixed berry flavor. Endless Summer, which is pink lemonade, right? Mondo Melon, that's really good. That's like a watermelon flavor. Stoked Mango, you can guess mango. And then Zesty Orange. These are different than other ones that we've seen on the market. It's been really fun. Oh, there you go.
Got it.
Are you sharing now?
Yes, I'm sharing now.
Look at you.
Okay. And that is
That's
really big.
a very big
That's
logo.
not supposed to be that big. Okay.
Wow, 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 wow.
So we introduced this for a variety of reasons. Number one is the taste. Okay. I don't know your experience, but with a lot of the electrolytes that are currently on the market, if you try to put it into a 16-ounce water bottle, like a standard water bottle,
You have to use half.
it's really strong.
And this is
like
specifically
really
the
strong.
sugar-free ones.
Yes.
And I like put a whole one into my big old 40-ounce Stanley, and that seems to be fine. But if we're out and about and you grab a water bottle from the gas station, then I'm like, I have half a packet, and I'm like, I don't want to waste this half a packet.
Yeah.
So
we flavored it and sweetened it to match a 16-ounce water bottle. Now, you may still think that it's overly salty or overly flavored with
put
16
it in
ounces.
your Stanley, like me.
Yeah, at least 16 ounces of water. Now, here are the flavors again.
Okay.
So we got Clean Slate, which is unflavored and unsweetened.
It's naked.
Yeah, it's very similar to our electrolyte drops.
It just tastes salty.
You got Cocoa Loco, which is chocolate. Caramel Vibes, which is chocolate caramel. Zesty Orange, which is orange. Endless Summer. This one is the only one
really
that
good.
isn't readily apparent what it is, and it's just strawberry
But it's
lemonade.
also pink. You can like.
Right there.
There. It's like pink and orange. It tells you
Endless Summer.
pink and orange.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Let's see. Endless Summer. Mondo Melon, which is a watermelon. Booyah Berry, which is mixed berry.
Isn't
Citrus
that
Splash,
so cute? What a cute name.
which is a lemon lime, and Stoked Mango. We also have our 30 packs.
Yes.
Oh, so
And that's actually just the way that
variety
you can buy
packs.
them. You can buy them in packs. You can't buy them in individuals.
correct.
So, just so you know.
We also have our variety packs, which is 6 Citrus Splash and then 3 of all the other 8 flavors. Because there's 9 flavors total.
Called All the Things.
We've got All Things Fruit, which are 5 each of the 5 fruity flavors. And then All Things Chocolate, which is 15 each of Cocoa Loco and Caramel Vibes.
Yes. And sorry, we only have 2 chocolates, but that's what we got.
Now, another reason why we brought this to market is, I don't know your experience, but a lot of the different electrolytes out there take 15 minutes to mix.
Or just a few minutes.
Like,
but
you
still
dump it in
takes a
there
long
and it
time.
like takes
This
forever to dissolve.
mixes like a dream.
It's instant.
So good.
It's actually made from, actually I think it talks about this in here. It's actually made from our fasting drops in a powdered form with some potassium and then a few other things. So 6 simple ingredients: powdered salt, potassium chloride, malic acid for the tartness, and it really helps the flavor.
It is quite tart.
Some purified stevia, we're going to get into that later, and then the natural flavors that are made into powder using acacia gum.
Yeah.
There's also cocoa powder in the chocolate. Now, we do not use any maltodextrin of any kind
Or
at
else
all.
we will die.
That's another thing that is really hard to do, but we know how to do it, so no maltodextrin. There's no sugar. You can absorb it just fine without it.
Yep.
There's no colors
Yep.
at all.
So it will just look like a water bottle.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. If we ever pursue the military market, they
Yeah.
require,
To have no coloring.
no, they require color.
Oh,
You have
so that
to
it
have
looks
color.
like it's
Yeah. If it's got flavor, it
Isn't
has to
that
have
silly?
color. It's
Sorry,
super silly. Anyway.
I was messed up in our brain.
Now, we also don't use any citric acid. I'm actually fine with citric acid. We use malic acid instead. Citric acid is a bit controversial.
Yep.
There are some people who will get really excited
Yep.
about citric acid and where it's coming from and all this other stuff. And you know what? I don't want to deal with that. So we're just using malic acid instead. It actually tastes better.
It tastes the same.
We can use less of it.
I mean, it's super tart, so.
We don't use any fillers. There's no dairy. There's no soy. There's no gluten. It's keto-friendly, paleo-friendly. There are no animal products in it. And it's kosher.
Yeah, look at that giant
It's not supposed to be that big. It's ignoring...
We just wanted you to really see that in your face.
It's supposed to look like this.
Oh, look, the salty got smaller.
And there's the K smaller as well.
Oh, good, and that looks better.
For whatever reason, on the other page, it's anyway.
It's just really waiting.
But we got the kosher certification
Yep.
after the packaging was
So
printed.
it's not marked on here.
No.
But it is in case anybody wants. Oh,
It's
our
almost time to
computer wants
restart.
to
No, that's why it was lagging.
Oh, my
Actually, I
goodness.
should check and make sure that our
You
stream
should check
is still
and make
going.
sure people are still there.
Great, still working. Well, anyway, we'll get back to monologuing. Okay, so now we are using the same allergen-free stevia that's in the Keto Chow Core line.
Yeah, so if you want to read, there's a blog post right here that talks all about the stevia and a lot of different.
Very nerdy.
So nerdy. Like, you want to go to sleep at night, just be like, husband,
Yes.
will you read this to me?
Now, so when it comes down to it, if you have a ragweed allergy or are otherwise sensitive to it, the glucosylated stevia Reb D and Reb M
Yes.
is likely to be safe for you.
Right.
Now, be sure you're making safe choices about your own health, but I would recommend checking out the study that talks about it.
Yep.
But hey,
If you're worried about it.
and if you want unsweetened or unflavored, we do still have the clean slate.
Yes.
Now this right here,
That's a lot of words.
it's zoomable.
Look at that cute S all by
Super
itself.
zoomable.
It's so cute.
Anyway, let's talk about not carbohydrates, the
The lack of
mineral
carbohydrates.
content.
Okay.
So there's the same around 1,000 milligrams of sodium
Which
that you
is
see in a lot
awesome.
of other products.
You guys, I got dehydrated over Christmas break, and I slept for like 8 hours
Yeah.
in the middle of the day because I was
On
so
Christmas
dehydrated.
Eve.
I cried and cried all my salt out because I was upset because I just missed my mom. Anyway, I probably already told you this, but I just cried and cried for a couple of hours, and then the next day I felt like crap, and I thought I had the stomach flu, and guess what? I was just dehydrated. So I had some electrolytes, and I felt better. Felt fine. Magic.
This would have been
What?
so much better when I started keto to
Yeah.
have this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so total carbohydrates. Now here's the thing. Here's the actual carbohydrate count.
Nothing.
Like the actual,
Why even put it there?
well,
Point,
because
point.
we are required by the FDA to round.
Right.
We have to round. And so it's less than 1 gram, less than 1 gram, less than 1 gram. This one's actually 0 grams. That's the clean slate. It's actually 0 grams. So we have to put a rounded number. Here's the actual amounts.
Yes.
So you've got 0.67 through 0.
And this is in like a single packet?
This is in each packet.
Okay, and the packet's in this way.
Then you've got the fiber that's in there, which is entirely acacia gum.
And it's very small.
It doesn't digest by you. It actually gets turned into short chain fats by your gut bacteria.
Good job, gut.
When you take out the fiber, this is what you're left with. The Coco Loco, because it has cocoa powder, is the highest non-fiber carbohydrates, and it's 0.17.
Woo!
It actually, our design team, we had to make sure that we communicated to them that this is very important to us and for our people to show what the actual amounts are. But then we get back to potassium. We are, in Keto Chow, we're rocking 3 to 3.5 times more magnesium than the next best electrolyte powders.
He means in salty.
Sorry, what did I say?
Electrolyte drink mix keto chow.
Oh, yeah, sorry. In salty. 3 to 3.5 more times more magnesium, and we're up to twice the potassium. Now, the magnesium that we're using is, well, it just occurs in the dried fasting drops. We're not adding an extra bit of magnesium in there. It just exists
Which
in
is
there.
magnesium chloride.
Yeah, and that's when we get into the ingredients is solar sea salts AC.
Which is dumb that it has a name, but that's what it's sodium chloride, magnesium chloride.
It's
so
the
that's
dry
why we
fasting
put the
drops.
little parentheses in there because that's
Yep. You got malic acid, acacia gum, natural flavors, potassium chloride, and then the stevia leaf
And the
extract.
natural flavors do not include maltodextrin,
No.
just so you know.
We already covered that it's extremely low carb. Yeah, most times it just shows less than 1 gram.
Yep.
What does that actually mean?
Yep.
So we put the actual amounts. If you are using a
You
screen
can nerd
reader,
out too if you want.
this right here is an SVG that your screen reader can actually read.
Okay, yeah.
You're welcome. The alt text on it. Oh, is it on that one? No, it's the alt text on this one. Is it going to
not
pop
gonna
up?
pop
No, it's
up.
not going to pop up. It says something to the effect of, hey, there's a screen reader capable one down below. Don't worry, we got you.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the salty electrolyte drink mix. It's available now. It's $33 for a 30-pack, so it's $1.10.
And that's the variety pack, so that has everything in it. But what's so cool is you can just get the variety pack and then decide what flavor you like, and then just go to town and buying the flavor you like.
Yep. So
The caramel vibes and the Coco Loco are really good, warm. In fact, I had, a couple days ago, I had chocolate mint keto chow, and I put the Coco Loco into it warm, and it was so good.
oh, and one thing I wanted to point out. Right now, on the Keto Chow site,
Yeah.
if you place an order, let's just pull up here. I want to come in here and get a big bag.
Banana. Ooh,
Add to my
I want
cart.
some banana fudge.
Check that out.
Okay, so you just get a free three babies with any order.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna order keto chow anyway,
So, and it
Then
talks
it's already in
about
there.
that on the
that
homepage.
is nice. That is nice.
Free with any order until January 6th. So it's the Citrus Splash.
Yep.
Go back. Go
I'm
back.
sorry. No.
Citrus
I'm not doing
Splash, Stoked Mango, and Booyah Berry.
And that's a good way to start because those are fun flavors.
Yeah, we figured that would be the best way to.
Give it a little taste.
Yep. Serious Keto. Sorry, we're finally coming back to the comments. Says, I suspect that Perfect Keto isn't going to enjoy my video review of Salty.
Probably not.
Yep.
Yeah, so say salty 100 times so everybody will
Yep,
hear.
salty.
It's salty.
Yes.
Salty.
So, yeah, with every order, we're going to be including one of these little guys.
That's the little 3-pack.
And inside, you got the little
Da-da-da-da. Chris is showing it very well, upside down.
so well. I'm so awesome.
So that's whenever, and you could do a salty order, like get the variety pack and get this guy free still,
Yeah.
because it's any order.
Yeah, now as far as how does this compare to, say, LMNT, or Element, if you pronounce it that way? Same amount of sodium, same amount of potassium, 3 times more magnesium.
Yep.
We're also using what I am absolutely certain is human approved form of magnesium. I'm actually not, I don't want to spread fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Yeah, so don't.
We actually approached LMNT a couple of years ago and tried to get them to use the
Our
magnesium.
magnesium.
We're like, dude, you should check out this magnesium, and they're using a different one entirely.
And we don't know what it is, and that's okay. Because we're not mad at them. We actually love their product.
We do.
And we use it all the time.
Yeah. But we wanted something that dissolved better, had some better flavors. That's why we launched with 9 flavors, which frankly
Yeah,
is
it's kind of crazy.
stupid. But
Crazy old Maurice.
crazy old Maurice. Now, who was asked, is this okay for fasting? So the clean slate has no flavor,
Did you
no
have one of those in
sweetener,
here?
none of that. It's the blue one. I didn't grab any of the clean slate.
It's got to be in the
It's in the variety pack. That
show
one
it to you.
would be fantastic for fasting.
Yep.
The other ones will likely not cause a problem with fasting,
Yeah,
but
it's up to you.
having flavor and sweetness while you're fasting could potentially be
Problematic
for you depending on what you're doing.
The thing about having flavor when you're fasting is it makes your palate want to have food. It's like, oh, I like this flavor. I want some more things to eat. So I think the clean slate will work good. And you can get the clean slate by itself.
Yeah.
The nice thing about the Clean Slate is it's powdered, so if it sits in your purse for 6 months or something like that, it's not going to make a mess.
Speaking of sitting in your purse for several months,
Yeah.
we sent some to Joe and Rachel months ago, like 6 months ago.
Like a year ago.
Because one of the issues they run into is with the humidity is that stuff turns into a rock.
Yeah.
And this has not turned into a rock.
So,
and Neely says that it dissolves like magic. JJ says, so I think what all viewers are curious to know is, will every YouTuber and their mama now be starting every video with, this video is sponsored by SALTT?
Well, have you heard this video is sponsored by Keto Chow a lot?
Not a lot, actually.
Not a lot. But I would like that. Can you make it happen, please?
Debbie says, maybe I won't need additional magnesium at night if there's more in these. There you go.
Yeah, I still will take the magnesium every night because I just need it, and that's okay with me.
Bags of Love says, I ordered yesterday, it already shipped. I would have waited to order today. Well,
I'm sorry.
In a previous live stream, we talked about, well, I talked about, Miriam wasn't here to rein me in.
I've been shirking
I
a
said
lot
that
lately.
there was some stuff that we wanted to have for Black Friday
Yeah, we could not get
that
it
wasn't
ready.
available. This was
This is
it.
it.
We wanted to have this for Black Friday, and it just wasn't ready yet. Like, we would have only had one of the variety packs available. Now we can do the full launch. It is ready to ship right now. Like, oh, did you show them this?
Look how cute! It's so pink.
So pink.
So pink.
So,
Yes, all of them have their own individual bag.
little bag. Comes in a little bag. Oh,
then
by the
you can
way,
get-
this is not sealed.
That is not a little bag.
It's got a zipper, but you don't have to tear it open. It's got a tear notch.
Oh yeah, this one is also not sealed. So we're not sealing the bag, so you can just go.
Yeah. Becky wants to know, are all 9 flavors included in the mixed flavors bag? Yes. So
Yes,
that one
so
that
the
Miriam
variety
has,
pack has the most.
it has 6 of the citrus, and then 3 each of everything else.
And you can see on the package on the thing, it has a little
Yeah.
little 6 whatever.
Yep.
If you, or it also says it in words if you like words better.
Gloria asked, does it have the same amount of stevia that LMNT does? No, it's not as
It's
sweet.
less.
It doesn't taste as salty, and it's not as sour.
It's interesting the nuances that you find
Mm-hmm.
when you're testing different flavors, and we're trying to make it more like a cohesive flavor. So you're not taking a sip and be like, that's salty. Take a sip, that's sweet. Oh, that's flavor. So we're trying to make it so that, and I think the acacia gum really helps with that. Just kind of melds the flavors together better.
Yeah, but like I said earlier, one of the main focuses, we wanted it to be palatable in a 16-ounce water bottle, which I would contend that a lot of the electrolyte powders out there are not. So
Something else that's cool is this can work for non-keto people too,
yeah,
because they don't have to be afraid.
yeah. There's nothing in it that
It's
would be
An electrolyte, and yes, it's sugar-free, but we don't want anybody eating sugar anyway, so it's good.
Ply River Keto likes the Coco Loco hot.
Yeah.
We actually got some to some of our friends to test, and we said, you can't post about this yet. And
No talkie.
they were like, oh yeah, in hot, so good.
It does look kind of sad though, the Coco Loco in like a clear water bottle, because it's not like a thick brown,
Ren says, I'm so sad I ordered something early this morning.
Well,
Contact our customer service.
They could probably hold the order.
Yeah, they probably can add it to it.
They could probably find it.
Oh, and Debbie wants to know, will it only come in the single serving packets? For right now,
Right now, it's only coming
in these guys,
No.
in a 30 pack.
in the big
yeah.
pack.
She meant with a scoop.
Yeah, we don't have a scoop. We don't have a thing.
Yep.
This is what we got, and this is how it's going to be. And so, but they're not that expensive, honestly, I think.
Yeah.
So it's $33, you said?
Oh, and something that we didn't even hit on.
Okay.
Come back here.
Da-da-da. Come back
It's
here.
actually got a new website,
And look how cute that guy is.
SALTT.com. And I'd like to, one other thing I want to show is this.
Coming soon. And you guys know what those are going to be.
So
Isn't the colors pretty?
let's see.
So-
Daily drops and capsules. I wonder what that would be.
I don't know.
Energy. Unflavored. It was, what would that be? Fasting and relax.
What?
What do you think those are? Well,
Surprise.
yeah.
Also, would you, if you have Instagram, will you go over and there's a
Drink Salty.
drinksalty.com? Instagram.
Here it is. So down at the bottom
Well,
of the page.
There's TikTok, YouTube. It'll take a minute for us to get
Like, there's not really much
content up
there.
but we've got
Wow.
a page. So go follow it if you can.
Yeah. So it's very brand new. Like again.
Like again.
It's like a brand new brand and everything else.
It's a brand new car.
Karen takes a lot of magnesium. I need a lot of magnesium,
I
so
do
does
too.
my mom.
Yeah, you need more than I do.
Yeah, Mama Cat wants to know, can you use it with cooking? I'm wondering about the unflavor being used with food.
Do it.
You could totally do it. In that case, you might just want to use the electrolyte drops, which is the electrolyte drops and the clean slate are very close to exactly the same thing.
They're very close.
The difference is one's a powder and one's a liquid.
And the liquid is still going to be absorbed faster than the powder in your body because that's just
Although you're
how
going to
it
be
is.
mixing the powder into a liquid and then it's like the same thing.
It's not like it's like minutes, right?
Tracy wants to know, how does it compare to Redmond's? Again, we're with it's got
The mixability is better.
3.5 times more magnesium. It has, no, I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember the
It's
stats of
it's
Relay,
way more potassium,
but I love Relay.
3.5 times more magnesium, and it doesn't have as strong of a flavor, and it doesn't taste as salty.
It's not as much in the serving. So both LMT and Relight have a lot per serving, and this is made for the 16 ounces.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our perfect mix, but
Yeah.
you will be able to
I like it
decide
salty,
what you like.
Karen wants to know, will it work well in 32 ounce? Yeah, probably.
Try it. Well,
So
and if you don't like it, put a second packet in. If it's not strong enough. So
Mike wants to know, is a good mix with keto chow together in the same bottle? I actually have not tried that.
I just did the chocolate mint the other day. So I did the Coco Loco and the chocolate mint mix together, and it was hot and it was good. But that's the only one I've mixed.
Serious Keto said in his video review, him and Courtney did the Coco Loco in a cold water bottle, in case you're wondering how that turns out.
Oh, there
we
you
actually
go.
tried that ourselves, and I liked it.
Oh,
So-
I like it too. I think it's good. But you'll notice, the Coco Loco especially, because it has cocoa powder in it, has the brown in it, everything else is clear.
Yeah.
Some of them look like a little bit
Oh yeah, the
grayish.
orange mixes up with a slightly cloudy
yeah.
because of the flavoring.
But yeah, we didn't put any coloring in it. So if you want color, put some food color in there. But you'll notice the Coco Loco, when you mix it in a water bottle, is kind of muddy.
So Bags of Love says, I may have missed it. LMNT has 1,000 milligrams of sodium. How much in salty? So it's 968 milligrams in salty. I wonder if the amount of sodium in LMNT is actually closer to 1,050 or 950, and it's varying. We're making it a bit more exact.
Yep.
So
And like we said, we love those products. So we're going to continue using them in addition to salt.
you need to leave.
I need to leave.
So I don't know if you want to give me your microphone, and I'll just
sure.
keep on answering
Keep
questions.
on chatting away.
Nisha says, I'm sipping on my salty this morning.
Nisha, hi. How are you?
And Becky says there's no sweeteners in them. It uses stevia as the sweetener.
Yep.
So, goodbye, Miriam.
Bye.
Let's see. Visual Kyo says, could have only been better if it was Daily Minerals capsulized. Yeah, you're probably right. A Christian says, clarification on adding the 3-pack to already confirmed orders. The order needs to be unfulfilled at the time. Yeah, if you've already got a shipping notification, we probably can't fix that. But if it hasn't gotten a shipping notification yet, I think would probably be good to go. Mike says, can it be combined with Keto Chow orders to keep shipping costs down? Yeah, absolutely. So if we've got the 2 different websites. If you order from the Keto Chow site, those will go out with Keto Chow orders. If you order from the SALTT.com website, we will do our best effort to combine orders together. For those of you who are watching this video right now, I'm assuming that you're Keto Chow customers. You probably want to order from the Keto Chow site. And all of the stuff, all the salty products are going to be available from Keto Chow. In fact, if you call Keto Chow, you will hear me say, welcome to Keto Chow, home of salty and Keto Chow, because I updated the phone tree this morning. Anyway, but yeah, we will do our best effort to combine orders from salty and from Keto Chow together because it's shipped by the same team. but they may ship through the cracks. On the SALTT website, it's orders over $50 get free shipping, which means if you order 2 of these, each bag is $33, which is about $1.10 per serving. Anyway, if you order 2 of them, you would get free shipping. On the Keto Chow side, it's actually $100 is free shipping, but we have a lot more stuff. Let's see. Becky says, I like my drink a bit sweet. Well, you can totally add stuff to it as well. Let's see, Linda wants to know, does the surfer come with the electrolytes? No. Supposing Darkness says, why can't I get free shipping? My cart is over $100. Oh, that's I'm not sure. Reach out to our customer service team. That's not something I can probably fix on the live stream, but you should be able to get free shipping on any order on the Keto Chow site that's over $100. It should automatically do that. Cynthia wants to know, any thoughts on caffeinated? That's what we're missing in the electrolytes market. I'm not ruling it out. It's not something that I've actually even considered, so I'll stick that in the back of my brain. I was going to say it's easy to add caffeine, but it's actually not. Messing around with pure caffeine can be very dangerous, so leaving that to somebody who's kind of a professional is probably actually a good idea. Loretta wants to know, will these be available as a permanent item? Yes. They aren't available in subscriptions yet. We needed to get it launched, and we need to get some stuff on the back end put together. But yeah, it will be a permanent item. We ordered several 100,000 stick packs of each one. By the way, this is called a stick pack. For those of you who don't know, this is a stand-up pouch or a gusseted pouch. This is called a stick pack. It has a little tear notch. And you tear it off, and then you can put it into a water bottle. And we have it, it's kind of hard to see. This is not the best color to be showing this, but they are designed to easily go into a, maybe that one you can see a little better. They're designed to easily go into a water bottle. Yeah, Becky says Redmond does not mix well and turns into rock solid after a while. That is another function of the Keto Chow, of SALTT. It dissolves immediately and there's nothing in the bottom. What's for says, what brand of salt is in it? It's actually the same stuff as in our fasting drops, in a powdered form. The brand name is called Solar Sea Salts AC. That actually brings up another important thing. If you're going to sell stuff and deliver it to citizens of California, you are required to warn them if your product has heavy metals in it over a negligible amount. I actually had it tested. We do not need to warn citizens of California that there's heavy metals. There is not a sufficient quantity. Now, chocolate has lead in it. Did you know that? Because it grows in the ground, and things that grow in the ground pick up heavy metals. That's just what happens. But even the chocolate, the Coco Loco Salty, does not have a sufficient quantity of heavy metals that a heavy metals warning is necessary. Now on the Keto Chow site, oh my gosh, I'm all zoomed in there. On the Keto Chow site, there is still a warning. It's on all of the pages. California residents, click here. We do that merely to fend off the lawyers, because we actually had someone who said, we're going to file a lawsuit against you because you're not warning people about heavy metals. And we had our stuff tested, and the only ones that did require a warning were things that had cinnamon and cocoa in them, in the snickerdoodle and the chocolate Keto Chow. So we just put a warning up. Great. There you go. Yeah, Violet says Redmond doesn't mix very well. It tastes good, but it takes a bit to get it mixed. Linda needs more magnesium in Arizona in the summer. Yes. Holly O'Frey likes Coco Loco as the favorite. Cindy says, I always add an electrolyte packet with my Keto Chow, so I'm sure these will work even better. Yes. Kat wants to know, will the free ones come with my Keto Chow order? So from now until January 6th, I believe is when the cutoff date is. Yes, January 6th. In fact, that is what you see on the homepage of the Keto Chow site. Free with any order until January 6th while supplies last. We have a good number of these free packets that we're sending out. It's these things. They have 3 in there. Yeah. So those will be sending it out. Share what? Yeah, I want to know if it's on subscriptions. Not currently. Rhonda says, I'm glad the sweetener is stevia. Now I don't have to add Mio to make it keto-a. There you go. Lindsay is here, says I had salty hot cocoa loco today. Nice. And says, is it a second company? Technically, it is all Keto Chow LLC. In the case of SALTT, it's Keto Chow LLC doing business as SALTT. But there's only one company. That way I don't have to run all the weird stuff. Heather just placed an order, and of course more Keto Chow. Nice. Nisha says, ooh, daily mineral capsules. What a good idea. That is a good idea. I should think about doing that. JJ says, I just got over 6 notifications about salty reviews. Oh, wow. Let's see. Oh, and Radical Geek also wants daily mineral capsules. Let's see. Karen says, getting notifications from all the reviews. What do you mean, by the way? Oh, Blaze wants to know, has it been entered in the chronometer yet? No. No, I have not entered in the chronometer yet. I need to get that done. I will do that. Maybe today. Piece of crap. Thank you for reminding me. Sarah says, I can't wait to try these. We use so many electrolytes since we work outside. Yes. He says, of course I updated the phone tree. I actually had that was my number one priority on Friday of last week because nobody was in the office except for me up here, and so it was so quiet. I actually even stopped my clock from ticking and everything else. Gloria wants to know, do the discount codes work on the Keto Chow site for ordering salty? Yes, they do. On the SALTT.com site, there are currently no discount codes that are functional. So, Marcy wants to know, is salty available at the Keto Chow storefront? Yes. Yes, it is. Please come. Come and visit us. I think we actually have some water bottles. We probably will have some mixed up that you can taste, which would be a good idea. In fact, that brings up an interesting point. We have a bunch of shows coming up that we're going to be going to. The Metabolic Health Summit is going to be the first one. And we haven't ever sampled out salty. So I don't know if we're going to have like a big water dispenser, then we put like 15 packets in there. I don't know. Defense Wiz, yeah, new electrolyte for my next beach volleyball season. There you go. Kathy says, this is just what I need. I like LMNT, but agree it needs a larger water bottle for mixing. This will be so much better for travel. And the funny thing is, it has the same amount of electrolytes as Element or LMNT. It just, we didn't put in as much flavor, sweetener, and, well, they use citric acid, and we're using malic acid instead. And again, we use the malic acid instead of citric acid because some people get very excited about citric acid and where it comes from and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna sidestep that entirely. Mike says, do you get points on the Keto Chow site if you order from the Salty site? No, they're completely different sites. So the rewards program and everything else is on the Keto Chow page, but it's not on salty.com. So another way to think of it is if you love Keto Chow and you're buying from us, you probably want to stick to the Keto Chow site. If you are brand new and you're getting advertisements for Salty, you'll probably be ordering on the Salty site. Let's see, Don says, good morning, everyone. So excited about these new electrolytes. Sean says, yeah, because as citizens of California need to be babysat. Yes. Sandra says, I use both Redmond and LMNT. I always want backups, and this not turning into a hard rock sold me. There you go. Yeah, no need to warn the California peeps. Okay. Exchange Student says this is interesting since I decided I'm refusing to buy LMNT anymore. Okay. Yeah, Mike says, yeah, warning citizens of California, no sue for you. Pickle says, how would I know how much magnesium I need? So if you're concerned about that, using a specific targeted supplement instead of more of a general one would probably be a better idea. I can tell when I don't have enough magnesium because I will roll over at night and I can feel the beginning of a cramp in my leg muscles. And that's when I know that I need more magnesium. For those of you who don't know, sodium and potassium are used to make your muscles contract. That's what is used in the electrical pathways, and magnesium is used for the signal of relax. And that is why often magnesium is used for helping people go to sleep or things like that, and for relaxing. But you kind of need all three. You need sodium, magnesium, potassium. You also need chloride, which actually this has a lot of chloride. We're not advertising it a lot, but it's in there as well, which I know Dr. Barry likes. He's a fan. Yeah, Jennifer downstairs says, for any of our local friends, I have some mixed up to taste in the storefront. It's already there. Yeah, Exchange Student says, yeah, there are no discounts, affiliate discounts on SALTT.com. Oh, just got a text. Okay, there you go. That's what people are getting. Yes, because we just made the announcement. So that would have gone out via email and text to people. Synergy says, I'm excited to share the Salty already. I have an elderly friend who uses Keto Chow electrolyte drops, and she will like these as well. Cynthia says, will you be treating these flavors the same as Keto Chow, seasonal, retired? So currently, we have the 9 flavors, and all 9 of the flavors are designed to be permanent flavors. I do need to, it's been a big push to get these going and finalized and everything else. I haven't yet started working on new flavors, though I have some in my head of new ones that I'm going to probably start working on in a couple weeks, because they take like 6 months to get ready. So you got 9. There won't be any new ones for a while. Let's see. Kimberly says, do these have the same amounts of magnesium, sodium, potassium? No. So they have, bum, bum, bum. Here we go. So 9 milligrams of calcium, 178, now that's in each packet, 178 milligrams of magnesium, 969 or 968 milligrams of sodium, 415 milligrams of potassium, and 162 milligrams of sulfate. So, and that's in each stick pack. Most of the flavors have the same nutrition. The Citrus Splash is slightly different, like it's really close, but it's slightly different. And then you've got Cocoa Loco, Caramel Vibes, and Clean Slate, which are different as well, because Cocoa Loco and Caramel Vibes do have actual cocoa powder in them, and Clean Slate is just electrolytes. Mike says, now the technical guy has 2 websites to make run right. No, I have a team of people who do that. That's like their job. Although this whole last week has been getting in the home stretch, making both of the websites, getting fonts going. Like it has been quite the thing. And it was interesting because we were, again, supposed to have these ready by Black Friday, and it was not ready. Quiet Stream says, how would you compare magnesium chloride to magnesium glycinate? Functionally, they are nearly the same. Magnesium chloride is what you get when elemental, naturally occurring magnesium gets dissolved in water and combines with chloride and makes a magnesium salt that is readily available, digestible, absorbable by humans. Magnesium glycinate, magnesium malate, magnesium orotate, magnesium taurate. That's when you take elemental magnesium in a lab and you combine it with an amino acid. That makes it so that humans can break that bond with the amino acid and access the magnesium. So functionally, they're very, very, very close. just the magnesium chloride is naturally occurring in the salt water that we get the sodium from. So we figured fewer ingredients would be a better way to go. And it's a great magnesium, and it absorbs really well, and it's highly effective for my muscle cramps. So that's what we're going with. Fuel Guy says, dropped in late. Can you briefly explain this product again? It is a flavored electrolyte drink mix. Comes in 9 flavors. We're using stevia as the flavoring. We're using malic acid for the tartness. We are not using citric acid, and it has 3.5 times the, oh, let's see, let me just go back here. Bum, bum, bum. Oh my gosh. Why am I zoomed in so hard? Let me refer to my notes. Better electrolytes. Sorry, 3.5 times more magnesium and twice the potassium. That's what it is. Okay. There's my notes of comparable electrolyte powders. Nisha says all the influencers are doing reviews. You can hear my review at 12 Central. I will also be live. Nice. I'm looking forward to it. Denise wants to know, is blueberry pie keto chow available? The website says seasonal. Actually, it's switched over to a permanent flavor recently. So we need to take the seasonal off. It's permanent. Bags Love says, why do you recommend the higher potassium and magnesium? Can we use the electrolytes only once a day, or can we use it 3 times a day? So higher potassium because, okay, sodium is generally fairly easy to get. It's just table salt. Getting sodium is very simple. Getting a quality potassium is quite a bit harder. Generally speaking, you mostly only get it from food unless you're taking a specific electrolyte supplement. Magnesium is even more difficult. It is frankly hard to get a good amount of quality magnesium. And so the blend that we're going for is, it's still got a lot of sodium, but it's got a good amount of potassium and magnesium to make up for, you're probably getting sodium from other sources. You're probably not getting potassium and magnesium from other sources, or from, you may be getting in your food, but it might be depleted from maybe your beef doesn't have the right amount of magnesium in it because the grass that the beef was eating, the cows were eating, wasn't high enough in magnesium because that all washed away a century ago. So as far as using it multiple times a day, I am right now downing 2 or 3 of these a day, and it's great. The cool thing about sodium, potassium, magnesium is our bodies know what to do if you have too much. And if you have too much, you just pee it out. It's actually not a big deal. Now, there are some people with a specific genetic condition where having more electrolytes will cause them problems. Again, the cool thing is you will generally develop an aversion. You won't want to drink it if you have enough electrolytes. So this is actually why for our chickens at home, we will take the daily minerals that Dr. Berry concocted for humans. Turns out chickens like them a lot because it has a lot of potassium, it has a good amount of sodium and other minerals. And so we will have 2 different water bowls, one full of clean water with nothing in it, and one with a bit of the daily minerals in it, or another electrolyte supplement. And the chickens will drink from the one that has the electrolytes until they are done, and then they drink from the other one. And you can do the same thing. You will not want to drink the one that has the electrolytes in it once you've reached your peak electrolytes. That's by far the best way of knowing if you have enough electrolytes. And if you get too much, it's probably not going to be a big deal. But as it says on the bottom of the SALTT website, this product is not designed to treat or diagnose or cure a disease. You should really talk to your doctor before you start anything like that. Now, nobody does that, but that is the official recommendation, and the FDA actually requires us to put that on our products. So there you go. Mike says, I'm going to stick with ordering from the Keto Chow site because I like the points. Great. That's that's actually what I'd recommend just about everybody who's on this live stream do. Tracy says, how are you supposed to do the magnesium drops? Mix in water or straight up? I very rarely, they're getting YouTube review notifications. That's what they were talking about. Okay. I'm like, you're getting notified that you need a review? Anyway, so the magnesium drops, if you take it straight, it's probably going to be too much. My recommended way for doing the liquid magnesium drops is to, if you have a straw available with some water, pour it down the straw, like just squeeze some down the straw and then suck it through with the water, and it'll wash right past. As far as how much to take, I never measure it. I just squeeze some into the straw and then drink it. And if my headache or my muscle cramps go away, I got enough. And it usually takes effect pretty quickly. Mike wants a cough syrup flavor. Actually, I might be able to do a cherry. Because of the tartness of this and because it doesn't have protein in it, I might actually be able to nail a cherry flavor. That'd be awesome. Linda says, I also got charged shipping on 2 bags. So on the SALTT site, it's $50 is free shipping, or at least it's supposed to be. On the Keto Chow site, it's $100 for free shipping. Kiddo says, how do these compare to Shift electrolytes? I'm not familiar with Shift electrolytes, so I'll have to check that out. I did compare it to Athlites, to LMNT, to Liquid IV, the sugar-free and the sugar version. Yeah, generally speaking, it's got more potassium and more magnesium with about the same amount of sodium, but it tastes better in 16 ounces of water. Let's see. Kimberly has a bottle of magnesium capsules and electrolyte capsules. Fantastic. Oh, Nisha says Beckett requests blueberry. He likes blueberry, doesn't he? Oh, okay. I've got a list going in my head. Kiddo Joe wants to know, are there ketones in these? No, there are no ketones in these. We actually prefer that you make your own ketones. It's cheaper that way, and you know you're getting the right stereoisomer. I'm not going to go into it too much, but whenever you have an organic molecule like ketones, there's a left-handed version and a right-handed version. When you make them in a lab, you get both. And having both of those is problematic because humans only make one of them, and our bodies don't know what to do with both of them. And so it's just better for you to make your own ketones. Okay, GGB says, why not citric acid? Just curious. So on the low-carb cruise, my clock is ticking out at 11 o'clock. On the low-carb cruise, I gave a presentation about getting the right forms of nutrients. In it, one of the things I talked about is there's some instances where the form doesn't actually matter, where a compound is a compound is a compound. The citric acid is one of those. We don't use citric acid because some people are very excited about where a particular product is getting their citric acid, because you can either do citric acid in 2 ways. You can extract it from citrus peels, probably using gold tools by the light of the moon, I don't know. Or you can run it through an enzymatic reaction where you take glucose and you process it through a single-celled organism, and that single-celled organism manufactures pure citric acid. Then you extract that, crystallize it to make sure that it is pure. It has none of the original stuff that made it, and you have pure citric acid. They are chemically identical on a microscopic level, on a everything, all things concerned level. They are functionally identical. But some people get very excited about citric acid made from citrus fruits versus citric acid made in bioreactors using single-celled organisms. What they will say is, this is made from corn syrup and black mold. That's not exactly true, and it's a gross oversimplification, but I just decided I would completely sidestep the argument entirely. So instead, we're using malic acid instead. So there you go. Cynthia wants a blue raspberry. Deb says, why acacia gum? I have 3 brands of electrolytes. It would have been nice to have taste tests of Redmond salt, as Redmond salt has their own electrolytes. We use acacia gum, which is, so it is a carbohydrate. It's a fiber, and it allows oils to mix with water. It also is a good way of taking a flavor and turning it into a powder, because the flavors start as a liquid. There are only a couple of things that you can take a liquid flavor and turn it into a powder using. The industry standard is to use maltodextrin. We didn't want to use maltodextrin in a product made by a company that promotes a ketogenic diet or nutrition. So instead we're using acacia gum. And it's actually kind of hard to get the flavoring manufacturers to use the acacia gum instead because it costs more. Not a lot more, but it's a couple of cents per serving. And we had to stomp our feet and hold our breath and no, we don't want maltodextrin, we want acacia gum. There was a big kerfuffle some time ago because Redmond had been using a flavoring and there was a very, very tiny amount of maltodextrin in their flavoring. Extremely tiny amount. We're talking teaspoon per 1,000 servings, something like that. They disclosed that on their website and everybody freaked out that Redmond had maltodextrin in their Relight, which was, okay, it is what it is. Other companies have never disclosed the fact that they use maltodextrin in their electrolytes, but hide it under the natural flavors moniker. Now we have natural flavors in ours, but we are not using that to hide maltodextrin. So that's why we use acacia gum. Better than maltodextrin, and we have 0 maltodextrin in our product at all. Okay, let's see, more questions. Karen says raspberry lemonade would be good as well. Mike says blueberry would also have to be permanent. Let's see. Mike says, is the salt Redmond's? No, we are not using Redmond salt in this. We're actually using powdered salt made from the water of the Great Salt Lake, just like our fasting drops. It dissolves completely. It doesn't leave any rocks in the bottom of your water. You pour it in, and before it has a chance to even get to the bottom, it's usually dissolved. Like, it's magic. Let's see. Synergy says, I already thought the keto chow was pretty wonderful, and you somehow keep getting better. There you go. Mike says, chickens are smarter than eggs. Right. Becky says, if one had kidney failure and donor-made urine, they will be limiting potassium intake. Yes. They probably, yeah. You would be limiting potassium intake. So in that case, if you have kidney issues and your doctor has you on a potassium-limited diet, this product is likely not for you. We do have our fasting drops, which is extremely low in potassium for the amount of sodium that you're getting. But yeah, Becky says, I agree with Chris. Please talk to your doctor. Yeah, well, and it's so funny. We often joke around about that, this product is not indicated for use for blah, blah, blah. Please talk to your doctor. Just like you would before you gave your child chicken nuggets that are shaped like dinosaurs. Because that's, of course, what we do. We talk to our doctor about these things before we ever would eat a Snickers bar. No, we wouldn't. Ann wants cherry limeade. Quiet Storm wants black cherry. And Gina wants a grapefruit. Nice. Let's see. Julia is here. Says, can't wait to try this. Let's see. Violet Butterfly says a white peach electrolyte. That would be interesting. Let's see. Nisha says, I've never seen that pop up before, and it's hilarious. You think that's hilarious?
Actually.
Check that out. Or even better.
Defecation discourse.
You should totally have that for you and Ken, right? Hit that button. Kimberly wants to know, will they break a fast? So there's no protein, there's no fat in these. There is a very small amount of non-digestible carbohydrates in the salty electrolytes. Salty electrolyte drink mix. I have to remember that we will soon have the electrolyte drops, the daily minerals, all that will be under the brand name of Salty. So I have to correct myself and say salty electrolyte drink mix. There is a small amount of non-digestible fiber, which your gut bacteria will digest into short-chain fats. Kind of like what happens in a ruminant, how it takes the carbohydrates and turns it into fats and stuff. But your gut cells love it. It actually is making butyrate and any other short-chain fats, like beta-hydroxybutyrate. So that acacia gum gets turned into short-chain fats. I don't know that it makes it into your general bloodstream or even hits your liver. But for some people, they are less successful on a fast if they have any sweeteners or if they have any flavors. So it kind of depends on you as to whether or not it would be suitable for a fast. I would say that it does not break a fast and probably does not interfere with autophagy. So it kind of depends on why you're doing the fast and if you could be successful like that. Mike says, Chris would have been a good science teacher. No, my mom wanted me to be a doctor, though. Let's see. Two Crazy Keo says, salty is much better than shifted electrolytes. Salty has more than 3 times more sodium, twice as much potassium, and 3 times the magnesium, and it's cheaper. Well, thank you for looking that up, Joe. And we also did price this to be cheaper, just straight up, than most of the other electrolytes out there. Some of the other ones, like you have to buy 4 packs in order to get close to the same price. We just wanted it to be cheaper to start off. Mike says, maltodextrin is Chris's nemesis. Yes. Joe says, looking at the We Create website, yes, the Facebook group, I just saw an image of a thermal mug with the Salty logo on it. Yes, because I bought a laser engraver so that we could engrave the Salty logo on a bunch of stuff. Yep. Rosa says, 2 bags on the way to Puerto Rico. Nice. Amy Snyder says, they're so good. By far the best electrolytes I've ever had, and I've tried them all. Sean says, in my head, I see Chris sending out the warehouse department with the buckets to the Great Salt Lake. It's actually a lot more intense than that. So here's an interesting fact. So the Great Salt Lake, you do have water coming into there from the surrounding area. Now we're getting the water that we're using for Salty is in the northwest arm of the Great Salt Lake, which is far away from farming. It's actually separated from the Great Salt Lake by a railroad crossing. There's no mixing of that, and so you don't have to worry about the industrial contaminants coming into there. But any of the heavy metals that come into the lake, they actually settle out. The lake acts like a giant settling pond. And so the water that's on top doesn't have those heavy metals. It just has the lighter metals like magnesium, sodium, potassium. The heavy metals settle out and they actually accumulate on the bottom of the lake bed, which is why it's problematic if the Great Salt Lake dries down and then wind picks up the dry lake bed and scatters it all over the place. That's why that's an issue, but you generally don't have to worry about heavy metals being in the water from the Great Salt Lake because it acts as a giant settling pond, which I was really interested to learn because that is a concern to some people, including myself, that, hey, am I getting a lot of heavy metals? And that's actually why I had the heavy metal testing done, specifically to make sure, number one, that we didn't have to warn California residents, because that's a pain. And number two, I don't want to be having heavy metals in my own system because I'm using this myself. It kind of comes back to, we made this product just like Keto Chow because it's something that I personally wanted, so we made it. Okay, Kathy says these are going to be great in fizzy water. I tried that and it didn't work. I actually carbonated some water, and then I tried pouring the salty into it, and if you've ever experienced Mentos in Diet Coke, it did the same thing. It was crazy. If you dissolve this into water first, I think it would work. But you couldn't dissolve the electrolytes and then carbonate the water. You would have to carbonate half of your water and have the other half of your water with the salty mixed into it, because the powder itself forms nucleation sites and causes all of the carbonation to just, boom, it just came right out. It was nuts. So I actually would be very cautious about doing that. Anne wants a ginger honey. Nicole says, I just ordered Hollis and Struve. Hollis and Struve wants blueberry and grapefruit. Separate, not together. Radical Geek says, being a doctor is overrated. And Amy likes Coco Loco and Zesty Orange. One of our friends mixed those together and was having hot chocolate orange on Christmas morning, and absolutely loved it. Okay, Sonny says, I've been driving, so I haven't been able to comment till now. My goodness, I'm excited to try. I'm excited by the salty. Yay, way to go, Keto Chow, for developing such a clean, awesome product. Nice. Oh, Blaze, Lindsay and Neely are starting their live. I better hurry and get done. Sharon says, if you get a subscription of Salty, is there a break in price? Currently, we don't have subscriptions yet. Expect that to be coming soon. True Health says, maybe you'd consider a sucralose version for the most popular flavor for those who are allergic to stevia. So the stevia that we used should not be allergenic for people who have problems with stevia leaf. The blog post introducing Salty, it talks about that. It's the same thing that we're using for the core flavors. Generally speaking, people who are sensitive, like hay fever allergies to ragweed, won't have issues with the stevia that we're using. Your mileage may vary, but I'm not planning on using a different sweetener just because I'm already fighting the battle of sucralose with Keto Chow. With this one, it's going to exist how it is. So unfortunately, the answer is no. Too Crazy Keto says, I still need to set up my own graver. Finally got the enclosure. Mike says, every time I hear heavy metal, I hear Sammy Hagar. Rhonda wants to know, what about Salty branded blender bottles in 16 ounce, 20 ounce size? We don't have any of that set up yet. We're just trying to get the product itself out the door. Anne says, guess SodaStream bomb is the thing. Yeah. And again, if you mixed it together, it should work just fine. Oh, Linda says, I had to add some Keto Chow in order to not be charged for shipping. Oh, okay. I think I know what the problem is. Yes. Yeah, it's probably just not in the shipping thing yet. Okay. That'll have to be fixed later. If you did get charged for shipping, let me put it this way. If you got charged for shipping and you should have not gotten charged for shipping, please contact our customer service department and they will fix it right away. Dennis says, off topic, Keto Chow core differs by as much as 21 times 6 milligrams of stevia per large bag. Oh, interesting. I react differently in each product. Both are perfect and they're intended use. I'm actually not sure what you mean, Dennis. We'll have to talk about that offline. Yeah. GGB says, all I can say is about darn time. Wishing you nothing but success. Proud of the Bear family. Mike says, step 1, make a volcano. 2, add Salty to the inside. Step 3, add carbonated water. Yes, that would totally do it. Storm says, I just opened my December subscription package. I'm disappointed not to find a sample. That's because we just added it today. So if you placed an order after noon Eastern time, it would add the, where did the heck did those go? It added the 3-pack. Let's see. Sharon says, is there a straight flavor or does it come mixed flavors? So each flavor is available on its own in the 30-pack. And then we also have 3 different variety packs that have different flavors in them as well. Those are all 30 packs as well. Okay, well, Lindsay and Neely are going right now, so I need to get off so that you guys can all go watch them. You all have a fantastic day, and oh, Mike wants to know, are there secret message panels? No, there's just a UPC barcode. How lame is that? Anyway, catch y'all later, guys. I'll see you on Monday.